Hi, good evening, dear friends. This is Efrat from Jerusalem with gratitude and appreciation for our partnership and togetherness. This evening, I want to share with you something about the current state of mind in Israel. I say current because events are so intense and dynamic, and the general atmosphere is influenced by them and shifts accordingly. Since October 7, 2023, the country has been upheaval, affected by both external and internal events. 2 weeks ago, with the attack on Iran and the missile strikes on Israel, we entered a state of anxiety, tension, and even existential fear, alongside deep sorrow for those who were killed and those whose homes were destroyed. The sudden halting of the war overnight brought with it a sensation similar to slamming the brakes on a high-speed journey. Many professionals are now discussing the impact of such sharp transition on all systems, mental, emotional, and physical. For a short time, there was a sense of relief, even euphoria, which quickly gave way to feeling of confusion, sadness, physical weakness, and a kind of general disintegration. Into this storm stepped President Trump with balanced intervention in the Israeli judicial system. His statements about the need to halt Netanyahu's trial and even a veiled threat regarding continued American support. I've mentioned before many times the issue of settler violence toward Palestinian residents, which are continue and even become worse. And in recent day, the same violence is erupting toward the army itself. The issue of the hostages has once again brought masses of people out to the street in protest. Another serious incident occurring today when the Knesset committee approved the advances of proceeding to expel Arab Knesset member Ayman Uda based on a single sentence he wrote, "I'm happy about the release of the prisoner and the hostages." That one sentence was enough for member of Knesset to accuse him of supporting terrorism. And through all this time, the harsh and unnecessary wars in Gaza continue, and more Israeli soldiers are being killed, and more horrifying suffering is being inflicted upon the population in Gaza. I lay these things here as they are. Have no way to relate to this. Thank you.
Wow. Yes. Hello, friends. Yeah. We are living in the anti-climax or anti-climax of the war with Iran. And we are in the midst of the climax of the continuing violence in Gaza and the West Bank. After 3 weeks of being completely inside inside my experience in Israel with the war. Now thoughts come to me now concerning Iran, giving me the desire to enter the mystery of this entity and learn about it, because it is a mystery for me. I don't know it. Iran, as I perceive it, and just please see it's my perception, is not a country to be balkanized and manipulated by external forces. As I perceive it, it's an ancient country, Persia, the only one in the region that has not been artificially created after the First World War. Its culture is ancient. It's highly educated with huge traditions, together with the diversity of ethnicities, religious factions, and opinions in the people. One big mystery for me that I would like to go in the future. All this seems to be underestimated by the West. And I would even allow myself to say the arrogant West, embodied by Israel and the United States nowadays. And my question here is it this Western sense of superiority that disregards the East, and especially the Middle East? Is it a legacy of the empires of the West? My thoughts are going in this direction today. And it is one more perspective for me to be developed from here. So this is all I can share today. And thank you and my blessings for your being here. Over to you, Uta.
Yes. Thank you as always, Efrat and Helen. Especially in times, in such tension times, it's so difficult to reach out across the barrier and try to understand what's going really on the other side. And this is what we need. So thank you, the two of you, for doing this effort constantly. Okay, so let us do our work. Settling inwards, just breathing and arriving in our physical body. And touching base with our heart, the deep heart between the shoulder blades. Where will and love unite into the will to love. And collect our mental forces in the center of the head. And standing as the soul in incarnation. Radiant. Let us meet now together in the group heart of the Middle East Vigil group here. Being aware for a moment of this magnet that we have built and are maintaining week after week. And connecting also our minds into this telepathic, lighted, unified field that we are maintaining. And we stand as souls together and in communion with all soul-guided servers around the planet. We're part of the Ajna center of the planet. So we take our position at the midway point between the manifest world and the higher realms. Taking our stand here, standing calm and with intent. And taking a look over humanity as it is ordered into nations. And from here, let us focus in now on the nations of the Middle East. Taking a moment to observe, to appreciate this complex network of relationships between these different nations. Perhaps we can see these, most of the nations having been created by the West in the last 100 years. And the civilizational nations like Iran and Egypt, just take another moment to observe this intense planetary vortex with its mental, emotional, and physical strata. Solar plexus vortex in the etheric body of humanity. Just observing calmly. And as we hold this, let us also open now towards our ashramic co-workers. And sensing their protective presence. And opening now into their much wider perspective. What is it that they see when they look at the Middle East? Let us endeavor to hold this higher and wider perspective steady, holding it and letting it settle as a vibration into our etheric body. The vibration of the plan working itself out in the Middle East. Let us visualize for a moment the necessary destruction of form, not by force, but by the greatly strengthened life within the form. Destruction of form, not by force, but by the greatly strengthened life within the form. Holding this possibility as a vibration in our group field. And now tracing an energetic connection between this vibration, this potential, and the present condition on the ground. Bringing the two into vibratory relation. Future condition and the present condition. Sense a magnetic relationship being set up between them. Energies flowing. See and sense a shaft of pure golden white light, broad and brilliant, flood West Asia. See a huge column of light pouring through all planes. Hold this column steady in the will to peace. See soul light flooding the mental sphere of the Middle East. See soul light pouring into the astral sphere of the Middle East. See soul light pouring through into the etheric physical plane of the Middle East, penetrating into the earth. Let us invoke the aid of the Lords of Liberation for this planetary work and evoke the soul light in humanity. Let the Lords of Liberation issue forth. Let them bring succor to the sons of men. Let the rider from the secret place come forth, and coming save. Come forth, Almighty One. Let the souls of men awaken to the light, and may they stand with masked intent. Let the fiat of the Lord go forth, the end of woe has come. Come forth, Almighty One. The hour of service of the saving force has now arrived. Let it be spread abroad, Almighty One. Let light and love and power and death fulfill the purpose of the coming one. The will to save is here. The love to carry forth the work is widely spread abroad. The active aid of all who know the truth is also here. Come forth, Almighty One, and blend these three. Construct a great defending wall. The rule of evil now must end. Let us visualize the saving force spreading to the entire Middle East, into each nation, into each ethnic and religious group, for all our relations, for the highest good of all. The saving force spreading to the entire Middle East. And spreading throughout the world. And let us anchor it through the sound of the great invocation in Hebrew and in Arabic.
מנקודת האור אשר בדעת אל, יזרום האור אל דעת האדם. ירד האור על פני האדמה. מנקודת האהבה אשר בלב האל, תזרום האהבה אל לבבות אנוש. ישוב מורה עולם על פני האדמה. מהמרכז שבו נודע רצון האל, תנחה תכלית את רצונות אדם, תכלית אותה מורי האנושות יודעים ומשרתים. מהמרכז אשר נקרא המין האנושי, תוגשם תוכנית האהבה והאור, ויחתם הפתח אל הרע. יהי רצון, ויחדשו אור, אהבה ועוצמה, את התוכנית על פני האדמה. אמן.
من نقطة النور في العقل الإلهي ليشاع النور في عقول الناس وليهبط النور إلى الأرض. من نقطة الحب في القلب الإلهي ليتسرب الحب في قلوب الناس وليرجع معلم الكون إلى الأرض. من المركز الذي تعرف منها إرادة الله لتقود الغاية إرادة الناس البسيطة، تلك الغاية التي يدركها المعلمون ويخدمونها. من المركز الذي ندون بالجنس البشري لينتج تسمين الحب والنور ويختم على الباب الذي يقيم به الشر، ليجدد النور والحب والقوة التسمين على الأرض. الله أمين.